Hello, welcome, Cabbage here. So this is part 2 of my farewell to global videos, and this one will be looking forward to JP, and then talking about how I intend to play. And then, yeah, I did make a few videos earlier where I asked you what kind of playstyle you'd like to see. And I've pretty much decided what I'm going to do, so I'll talk about that now. But before I go into that, I did want to say that the videos I've been making up until now, they've been sort of like pro-level videos, because I have had most of the characters, including the Hatcher monsters, and then I've been able to beat pretty much all of the quests. So I was able to kind of make videos from a pro point of view, where I could explain, what's going on, and then good strategies and ideal setups and that kind of thing. When I moved to JP though, I was starting from zero, so I'm not going to be pro level anymore. I can't really talk about all of the monsters because I won't have any of them, and then I may not be able to beat the higher level quests because I don't have those monsters. So I'll be moving from pro to casual really. So I guess the format of the videos is going to change. I might still do the monster review videos for new monsters, but they probably will not have the actual gameplay because I won't have them. So they'll be more like, see it with the mind's eye, how the character would play. And then upper level quests, I may not do videos of, at all, depending if I can't beat them. And so like the early videos that I make, they might be like, lower level or just Hatcher pulls or something. So as a reference point for like the metagame or whatever, my videos might not be helpful for the first few months. But more as like a journey of a player starting out. That's going to be more the focus, I think, at first. I'm going to start as a free-to-play player. I'm going to see how far I can get without spending any money. And then my goals are going to be try to beat all of the impossibles and the colossals, mostly for the monsters, because if I have a lot of those monsters, then I can do more within the game. And kind of my ultimate goal is the Tower of Champions. And then, yeah, if you've seen my other videos, you've seen that I've done every floor of the Tower of Champions with free parties, including friends. So it could be possible. However, I do say I'm going to do free-to-play, but I reserve the right to start spending money whenever I feel like it. But I'm going to go as far as I can free-to-play, and then just see how I feel with those impossible monsters and those colossal monsters. But yeah, it's going to be slow going, especially at first, because I'm not going to have a lot of stamina to play missions. And so I may kind of do like a free-to-play as far as Hatchers, but spending money to restore my energy by buying orbs. That might be how I start. But it depends on how patient I am, and then my willpower to see how far I can get with just free monsters. But with that thinking in mind, that I would play as a more casual player, just free-to-play. As far as max lux, I would just make the 5, so that I could, play the colossal quests. And then the 5 that I'm thinking of, they are the ones that I would want for very specific reasons. They would be to farm dragon gems, so that I can make transcendent forms. And then other easy farming quests, like the Divine Charles and that kind of thing. My ideal 5, the first one would be Genji Evolution. And the reason why I like him is that the Pierce, Null Gravity Barrier with the Blast Bump combo, that's one of my absolute favorite kind of setups. Other characters like that are Ghoulie Ascension, also Daisy, and then Dax Evolution. But Genji here is better than all of those, so I do want to make him as one of my first 5 max lux. And then another one, which ended up being one of my favorites, maybe the last half year or so, is Yamato Takata Evolution. And he's another one of my favorite Max Lux to use now, also for the Dragon Gem quests or other easy quests. The lock-on one-way laser is just too good, so I look forward to making this guy again. And then just recently for us, we got Mikomo, and then I'd really like to make the evolution form, because she has the 8-turn null everything strike shot, so that would make her very, very versatile for lots of missions, so I'd like to make her as well. And then similar to her is PCG3 Ascension, and yeah, also 8-turn null everything strike shot. And then actually the way that the steps could work, I could make PCG3 first, use him to make Yamato Takata, and then use Yamato Takata to make Mikomo. That's how that would work, I think. But yeah, I really, really like PCG3. I'm going to miss having him, so I want to make him again. And then the last of the first 5 I would like to make is Joyaberun. And he might be a little bit kind of an overlap of Yamato Takata, because he does have the lock-on one-way laser. But his is full power, so more powerful than Yamato Takata. And then in his quest I could maybe use Mikomo, so yeah, there's a thread running through all of this. But yeah, if I stay free to play, those would be my ideal 5 to make. If I move towards just regular, you know, putting in the money and then pulling the hatchers and all that, I might expand. If I want to move towards more kind of a pro state of mind, then I would expand to do more Max Lux as well. And then in that case, I would want to make Max Lux of all of the Impossibles and Colossals, and then also these new Super Extremes, because I think they look pretty interesting. I'd like to have the Max Lux of those too. And then, yeah, if I were to go deeper, then I'd want to unlock 30, so I could get Hakua. Yeah, I don't know how easy it would be to get Hakua starting from nothing very quickly, so that could be a good reason to do that. And then as for the Hatcher, whether I'm free to play or paid to play, I'll concentrate on Legends and Guardians first, since there's lots and lots of good exclusive monsters in both of those. But yeah, talking about the tower again, I want to see how far I can get with the free to play, and then I'm fairly confident I can do that. My biggest worry is stamina, because yeah, some floors take a lot of tries, and then also after I beat the tower, I'd be very interested to try that bingo board, where all the Impossibles and Colossals are on a board and you need to clear it to get rewards. And that would be fun to try, I think. But it's also a box check, since any monster you use for one Impossible you can't use for another. So I'll have to see how I can prepare for that as a free-to-play player. And then thinking about Ableberries, I'm probably going to skip farming for Ableberries if I stick to free-to-play. I'll get the Genius Ableberry on one of my Hatcher monsters, but once I get that I'll probably stop. Again, unless I move to pay-to-play, and then I'll play that more. And then, finally, I'll talk about the monsters that I'm thinking about starting a new game with by doing the Reset Marathon. And then there are 3 things that I'm really thinking about when I choose my first character, since it might be the only Hatcher monster that I have for a while. The first is a normal quest. And then the normal quest that I'm thinking of farming to raise my rank, what you want is a fire character with a pierce and a homing bump combo. So that means, let's have a look. So one of my top candidates for farming the rank would be Alice. She's a Pierce, and then she has the very strong bump combo. And the sub-bump combo is the fire element, so that would be perfect for that. And then another good choice would be Azazel Evolution. Another red Pierce with the very strong homing bump combo. I don't know about picking this guy as a to start a new game, because he doesn't have a lot of versatility. But if I did get him early, that would be good. Another decent choice would be Smopel, another Pierce with a strong bump combo, and his is even stronger than the last two characters. Maybe slightly more versatile than Azazel, but not a lot, so maybe I wouldn't start with this guy either. And then another character, which is not in our global version yet, but that was Haitoku Pistols, the one with Lucifer, Satan, and Ibaraki Dolji in one character. I did a review of them. The Ascension version, another Pierce with a homing shot, and that one I'm very, very interested to start a new game with, because I think they would be good for a lot of Impossibles and some Colossals as well. And I just like the character in the 8-turn strike shot, so that could be good. Another decent choice, I think, would be Tiny, another Pierce with a strong homing shot, and he's pretty versatile because of his double null ability, so he could be a decent choice. And then finally, for a starting monster for a normal quest, I would consider Mundus, another Pierce with a strong homing shot. And he's awesome, except I started this game with Mundus as my starting character, and I would like to start a new game with a different character. So I have that kind of in the back of my mind. If I did pull Mundus to start, I wouldn't be unhappy at all, but I would prefer a new character. So yeah, those are the characters that I would consider starting a new game with the normal quest in mind. Another concern that I have is for the Tower of Champions, which Hatcher monster is really good for as many floors of the tower as possible. And then there are some characters that are pretty famous for the Tower of Champions. I think Arthur, Lucifer, and then Uriel are maybe the most popular. But the one that I would pick actually would be Robin Hood Evolution. And yeah, I did try a run of the Tower of Champions after he was released, where I tried to use him in as many floors as I could. And he was awesome. He went to a ton of them. So if I had this guy, he would really, really help my run through the tower. So I'm very much considering him. And then, yeah, he's also good for lots of Impossibles. And then, of course, he has an Ascension form, which is also really good as well. So yeah, Robin Hood is very, very tempting to me. And then, finally, my biggest concern is farming easy quests, like Dragon Gems, and then again the Divine Charles. And then for that I could pick anybody with a strong bump combo. So like most of the characters that I've listed so far, and then also more characters with like lock-on one-way lasers, like Loki, and guys like that. So yeah, those are my thoughts on who I'm thinking of pulling for the beginning of the game. And then yeah, depending on when I do start the game, it will kind of depend on like which hatcher is up then. I'll be starting around early August, so it could be Legends, or it could be some kind of limited time one. I am kind of willing to wait for Guardians so that I can go for Robin Hood, and then possibly Alice, who is also in that hatcher, or Uriel. So yeah, Guardians might be the better match for me, but we'll see. But yeah, that was a quick look at how I am thinking of approaching the JP game, and then which monsters I am looking forward to pulling. Alrighty, so thanks for watching, and we'll see you again. Take care.